What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We're going to be taking a look at a Kansept knife today. Before we get too far into that, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. And you can head over to Instagram and follow us at Work Knife Balance 939. It's a great way to communicate with us. If you send us a knife for review, we're going to send you back a sticker and some other stuff as swag when we're done with the knife. So, without further ado, let's dive into the knife we're looking at today. I will say one thing. We're looking at a Kansept knife, and Kansept does their boxes a lot differently than a lot of people. This is kind of a generic box from Kansept, but I really like it. Engineered really well, kind of put together really nice. It feels secure, it feels nice. Yeah, I like that about Kansept. Just kind of brings the whole experience with it as well. And then Kansept doesn't do zipper cases. They do these kind of folding cases, and I like that as well too. Just something a little different, still secure, still nice. Puts it all together, makes it a good experience, and it's a different experience. So you remember that above others. It's not just another zipper case. So yeah. Now more into the knife. We're going to be taking a look at the Kansept LOKI today. There's a lot I really like about this knife, and that I was surprised about, because I'm not a huge Kansept fan. I don't have a lot of Kansepts in my collection. They do really good work. They have a lot of good fit and finish to them and everything. Their aesthetics typically, man, that is a really snappy knife. I like that. Their aesthetics typically just do not meet what I want or what I like. So with that, I don't have lots of Kansepts, but this one is different, and this one has gone on my list for a knife that I want to purchase soon. This is from the Pass Around group, so we'll talk a little bit about it here in a second. Let's just start with tip to tail measurements and then some side-by-side comparisons. Alright, tip to tail, we're looking just over 6.75, we'll say 6.8. For blade length, we're looking at 3 for blade length and 2.75 for the cutting edge. So it's a little bit smaller, kind of a good compact EDC feel. You've got under that 3-inch blade edge there, so that's really nice for a lot of places where you can't have more than 3, and you can't have more than 3.5 in a lot of places too. So that makes it really nice to make it eligible for a lot of people to be able to carry that. Yeah. First impressions when I got this out, it was snappy, it was fun, it was comfortable. I don't see this huge finger choil, 50-50 choil on a lot of knives. I know it's out on a lot of knives. I know there are thousands of knives that have it out there. But it is not something that in recent memory we've seen a lot on a lot of knives. And I will say it makes this knife so much more comfortable because you have a really nice, easy choke up. Even for large hands, I'm assuming this is going to be a really good knife. Blade shape, we've got kind of this reverse tanto, drop point, big belly, kind of harpoonish with this little notch up here. So there's a lot going on, but the blade shape is unique. It's a unique modified blade shape to it, and it works. It's got a really nice belly. It's got a really slicey edge to it. It just works. It's nice. It fits well, and cuts really nice as well too. We're sitting on S35 VN steel for the blade as well. Let's see if we can get it to look in there. We've got S35 VN steel for the blade, and this is a titanium frame lock. So you've got the titanium milled clip on the back side here. It is only a right carry, so you can't ambidextrous flip it over to the left side, but it is a really nice clip, sits off the lock bar, so you've got easy access there. You've got some good chamfering on both the top and bottom here, and the chamfering adds a dual color. So for this variation, there's a couple different variations out there. You've got the dual tone color, you've got the kind of gray right through here versus the like blue tone. That was, I'm assuming, just anodized blue there, because what I think probably happened is they anodized blue and then they etched this or milled this down, and that revealed the top edge. I don't know how ano works. I do know how ano works. I'm just saying I think because you mill down afterwards, you get rid of the color, essentially. So it's like sanding off the ano or clearing it off or something like that. But that's my understanding, is this was a blue ano, and then they chamfered the edge off that to add the two-tone. You can also see on the back here, the back spacer is just that raw titanium color, and then you've got the blue on the edges that weren't chamfered down there as well. So it kind of adds that little striped two-tone color to the backside. to match what is going on the show scales there. Knife does come in a little over $150. This is $160 on Amazon. We will go ahead and put a link down below. Like I said, there's a couple different variations. My favorite one looking is a black blade with a bronze handle, and the bronze handle has this V shape that cuts down right here to kind of create a like V barrier between what would be a bolster and the rest. All one solid piece, so it's not a bolster obviously. And then as it comes down, it's kind of a grenade pattern, and so you've got like a milled squares for like the grenade milled pattern there. It looks like it's got some really hefty grill or milled lines into that scale. So with those milled lines getting down there pretty beefy, I'm curious to see what kind of texture you've got on that one, and how it would hold up with some gloves and stuff. So yeah, this is one of the most comfortable knives I've had in a while, and I think it is because of that choil. I just keep messing with it. It's really fantastic. The action's really good. Yeah, I mean, it opens and it closes with ease. I can't fail it necessarily. I wouldn't expect to be able to. Came centered in there. It's really nice. As I was looking this up, I thought this was interesting and kind of funny. I followed the Amazon link, and you can follow the link below and check for yourself too. But it was kind of going over kind of all the specs of the knife and everything, and it was talking. It's the Kansept, it's the LOKI knife, it's a foldable knife, it's got titanium handle material, it's S35 VN steel, and then it says age range, toddlers. I would not give this to a toddler by any means. This is way too much, way too sharp, way too dangerous. I am a father of a toddler, and he will not get this. He has a couple knives, some of the G10 knives. He's got some of the wood magnetic knives. He's got other stuff, but he will not have this for a while. So don't always believe what you see on Amazon or on the internet. That's kind of a no-brainer, but yeah. I skipped over this, but let's go ahead and put some side-by-side comparisons in there. We've got the Civivi Cubit up top. We'll go ahead and put the button lock Elementum down below. The Cubit actually gets a really good side-by-side comparison. We'll go ahead and pull the Veritas out here. Surprise, surprise, it's on my table. I love the Veritas. Lindquist did some amazing things with this knife. One of my favorite knives, which isn't a surprise to anybody. We've got the Migron Mayoral we'll put out there as well. And then, let's see, pull out the Vostede Nightshade. It gives you 4 or 5 knives there to kind of compare it to. Fairly common knives, different price ranges, different styles. I don't know if y'all are watching this because you like this style, because you like this brand, because you subscribe to the channel. So I like to just kind of change it up and get different knives out there. So if you've got one of those, or you've held one, or you know what those are, it gives you a good idea of the size comparison to those. So yeah, this is definitely going to go on my to-buy list. I will say that one thing that was really cool is about this variation versus some of the others is you have a really kind of like clean slate, a canvas here for customization. And for a lot of collectors, people who start in the knife hobby, they start because they really like knives, and then it kind of transitions to how can I make this my own. And this is a really cool knife, really sweet knife to be able to do that with, because you've got a blank slate right here. You've got the chamfered edges, which are comfortable, add ergos to it, but then a flat, nice, easy edge to work with, where you could create some pretty cool design, really. You've got this kind of wicked arch to the thumb hole, or the like deploy method right here, kind of gives you a nice little arch. But when that's closed, you could create like a smiley face, or you could create some sort of like happy sad from one side to the other if you wanted to. You could do some really cool stuff with that, and this being here as well. I think it would be cool to do kind of, if you did like a black and yellow, and I'm throwing this idea out there, if someone does this and makes it, please send me the pictures. Heck, send me the knife so I can take a look at it in person. That would be awesome. Or let me buy it off you. If any of y'all are familiar with Watchmen, the series, you could do like a smiley face, like a black with a yellow smiley face kind of dripping down, like the paint was dripped down on it or something like that. That would be kind of cool, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, there's a lot of really kind of cool things you could do with this knife because of that. And that just adds to me the personal aesthetics of the knife and what you can get out of the knife more than just like, oh, it's S35 VN, it's a titanium frame lock knife, it's made by Kansept, it's really nice and I like it and I use it every day. But I've also made it my own. So yeah, that's kind of something we kind of overlooked there in the beginning, but there's a really good purchase area on that lock bar access. You can easily get in there and just kind of have that open. That's something that I think often gets overlooked sometimes. We'll buy a knife and we will live with the access, but when someone makes it, that was user error, when someone makes it easy for me to get in there and do that, it just makes the experience of the knife that much better. So really nice access to the lock bar on that, really comfortable ergonomic handles. It's just overall the knife feels really good. Not too heavy, not too big, kind of hits a lot of the marks that I would look in for an EDC. Blade shape's not my first, second, or third choice, but I really like it, and the more I've had it, it's grown on me. So that in itself makes me really kind of like it more because it's different than my everyday carry that I use. But yeah, I don't have much else to say about the Kansept LOKI. We will have links below to this knife. They are Amazon links and they do support our channel, so we very much appreciate it if you follow those links to support the channel. If you don't, no worries. But that's all I got, so until next time, TTFN.